So things should actually be getting cheaper, but they're not, and here's why. The reason is we use a fiat currency, and the Latin word fiat means let it be done. So the Federal Reserve Bank says, let it be done, and they create more dollars. They're just created out of thin air. This means there are more and more dollars. The supply of dollars is constantly increasing at a rapid pace, and there's more and more dollars chasing the same amount of goods and services. In fact, we as humans are becoming more and more efficient at creating things and providing value. So in theory, things should only be getting cheaper as we continue to automate things. But since the supply of money is constantly increasing, we as consumers feel that effect, and that's why we see higher prices. It's not because corporations are charging too much. It's because more dollars are being created. So a good example of this, gold historically has been a good money, right? It's somewhat finite. Obviously, there's limits to that, and they're finding more gold, but gold is pretty scarce, and so it's a good store of value. It's somewhat useful, it's somewhat divisible, it's somewhat portable, but there's limits to it. So in ancient Roman times, one of the things that led to the fall of the Roman Empire was they would use less and less gold in their coins. They figured out they could steal from the populations by just using a tiny bit of gold in their gold coins. And that's the same thing that's happening today. Our purchasing power is constantly being stolen from us when they can just snap more money to existence. So holding dollars is like holding a bunch of ice cubes that are constantly melting, and you're trying to get more and more ice to pay for stuff, but as you're holding them, they're melting. That's why Bitcoin is such a revolutionary technology. It's finite, it's divisible, and it's portable. And you can send it anywhere in the world. Bitcoin is better than gold because it's more transferable. You can transfer it anywhere. It's hard to transfer gold. You can't really transfer gold over the internet. And Bitcoin is absolutely scarce. Unlike gold, which is decent, we're still constantly finding more gold. With Bitcoin, we know exactly how much there's going to be, and it's absolutely scarce. And that's baked into the code, and it can't be changed. So Bitcoin truly is the revolution we've been waiting for. This is how we redistribute wealth from the rich to the poor. And the beautiful part of it is you can start with any amount. You can start saving $10 a week in Bitcoin, so it's accessible to anyone now. And the earlier you adopt this technology before the masses adopt it, the further ahead you're going to be. So Bitcoin is not a stock. It's not something you use to try to make more money. It's a completely reimagined financial system. Bitcoin is also anti-war. Now the government can just print more money and use that money to fund a war. Bitcoin completely flips all this